Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I'll probably have to do this video in 2 or 3 parts. Okay? So, Hellbillies, today I'm going to show you these neck shims. Okay? This neck shim is going to go, the neck's going to come out, and this neck shim's going to go in there. The thick part's going to go on the bottom, the thin part's going to go on the top. That's going to give us a back angle on that neck. So that's going to straighten this bridge thing out, which is, that's a little bit of a problem. But as you can see, I have the pick guard off. I have the pick guard here. This is the pick guard that was on there. These pickups and everything came on a Zulily from Amazon as well. I think it was like $35 for 3L Necos, 3L Neco 5s, and everything set up. It came on as a black pick guard. If it would came on a brown or a pearloid pickguard, I probably would have. This was already on the guitar, so I like this pickguard. I had done some relicing work on it. It doesn't look like it's brand new anymore, so that'll go back on here. But this next shim today is what I wanted to show you guys real quick. Okay, so stick with me. I'll be right back. And we'll get this neck off the guitar. Just so you know, I'm going to leave the strings on. I'm not leaving these strings on because I'm going to use the strings at all. But when I need the strings on here to know if my neck is straight. Because nothing's going to tell you if your neck is straight easier than the strings. So I try not to take them off. A few of them are probably going to pop off in the meantime. I'm probably going to wish I took them off at one point or another. But I hate to use a new set of strings when I do all this work. So I just leave... you can just leave like the 2 E's on, or an A and an E or something like that. Just leave some of them on. The E's are the most important ones because those are going to tell you the most stuff on your neck when it's straight or not, okay? All right, I'll be right back. All right, Hellbillies, we're back. So, the neck is off. The strings are still attached. Here's our shim. Our shim needs to go in here. And lo and behold, that one went in like it was made to go in there. Oh my God. Holy crap. Okay, so it's hanging off a little bit. I got a little bit at the top, which if I take a little bit off the bottom and a little bit off of one side, I can have it pretty smooth. So, yeah. So the easiest way to do this, which I found, was I just take a pair of scissors and I give it a trim. Unfortunately, my scissors are upstairs. So, but you can see that in there. Your shim goes in there like that. And I like these because it is the whole neck pocket. Sometimes when you shim the guitar, you just put a shim in here. And then so you got all this, so then you have the angle now, but you have all that space. So with this, you don't have any of that space. You know what I'm saying? The neck sits flush on this sits flush on the body. So you don't have any of those issues. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to get some scissors, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to trim that shim, okay? Right. Alright guys, so what I went and got was a pair of these kitchen shears. And I trimmed the edge over here down, and I took a little bit off of this top here, okay? The thin part on here, now this is 1 degree, so the thin part on here was real easy, and there's lines in it, so you could see, like when you're going this way, you can see how much, you're taking off, so that wasn't a problem at all. But cutting up, I had to cut a little bit off of the side, and I started out fine, that wasn't a problem, but as I got to the end where it's thick, this is 1 degree, it's pretty thick, so I had some problems cutting through there. It took me a minute or two, but I got it. You know, I mean, you could cut it. You could, if you had like a belt sander or something, that would help. I think last time I did it, I had that the tool that it's an oscillator. That's what it is. I had an oscillating sander, and I used that. So what I'm doing here, though, is I'm trying to take the thick corners down a little bit, just so this thing sits in there better. I've got it sitting pretty good in there. And yeah, so that's going to be good in there. I'll show it to you guys. I hope you can see it. But it sits in there just like that, There's without it in the neck pocket. Neck pocket it goes in. You want to clean it up a little bit on the edges, so when it's in there, you're not going to see it too much. And that's about that. So that's a super easy answer to the bridge problem and the screws sticking out and hitting your hands. So, that part isn't the answer what this gives you. This gives you that downward angle on your neck. And that downward angle on your neck when you start out, because like if you don't have that downward angle, if your neck is straight, when you go and you do everything, you have action in the beginning that's pretty high, and then you have this nice action down at the end of the neck. Well, when you shim the neck, you got nice action in the beginning and you got nice action in the end. So you got nice action all the way through the thing. So it's pretty important. These really make a difference on your guitar. I can't even tell you how big of a difference this makes. So then here's the part where you go, oh, I wish I would have took the strings off when I did this, which I didn't. But that went pretty smooth. That went pretty smooth. So that's in there. And then I'm going to break one of the godforsaken rules of doing guitar work, is I'm going to use this drill to get those started. Now, I don't take them all the way down with the drill, but I get them in there, and I don't want to be sitting here for a week turning those. Now, if I would have just put this in for the first time, I wouldn't be doing all this, but I already had this neck on. That's why I put it on first. Put the neck on first, then I do all this work. And it seems like twice as much as work, but it's really not, because... Okay, so, and this is why we leave the strings on, because now I can see, what my neck angle looks like. And I will tell you that it looks pretty good. You get that B string over there, and the E string over there. And now I can see that I have room on both sides of my neck. So I have that. The actions is going to be beautiful at that point. And, when I had it on before, I could see that I needed a little bit of a kick like that. I kick the neck this way a little bit. I knew I needed that. And then I will take a screwdriver. And I'm going to do the top one. And I'm going to look at it. No, real nice. It stayed real nice, just the way I wanted it. Okay. So what I like to do is I do the top one, and I do the bottom on the opposite side. I double check it. Beautiful. That looks absolutely gorgeous. It's lined up perfectly. The neck is shimmed. I'll finish this off. Go back to the top on the other side. Tighten that. And then tight. As soon as it's, tight and then a little, muscle and then it's tight. You don't need to overdo it. That one I just barely tight. Done. Go back through once. Done. Neck is shimmed. And straight. Nice and straight. So there you go. We 10 minutes, and I went upstairs and got the scissors to make the cut and a little bit of sandpaper to do the sand. And that was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's how you do one of those neck shims, okay? Next episode, we'll install pickups. And we'll get the pickups back in here and we'll get her playing and see what she sounds like and see how she feels with this neck. So, quick follow-up. I missed out on the Mighty Mite neck I was going to put on here. So I'm really up in the air on what to do, That new Mighty Mite neck's about $140. And I don't mind paying $140 to put a neck on a guitar. But I'm not sure if this guitar is worthy of a $140 neck. It's a $75 guitar, the whole guitar. So I don't know yet. I'm going to get her set up. And, you can see what the neck entailed. That's really not that big of a deal. I know necks are definitely scary. It's definitely a scary thing, like pulling the neck off your guitar yourself. So that's why I kind of wanted to do this one. So I think the Squire neck's going to stay on here for now. And we're going to get the guitar up and rolling and see what it sounds like and the whole 9 yards like that. Okay? So, no Mighty Mite coming. It's kind of a bummer. And I have another idea for a guitar. So I had like the money like it was all set. Okay, this was the $90 I was going to pay for the neck. And then this guitar was going to be paid off. And then we were going to do the next parts caster. And I wanted to do a copy of a Silver Sky, So I had sourced the neck out, and then I was deciding what I was going to do for the body, whatever. The next guitar, I kind of have all in my head, so I couldn't spend money from that on this yet. But if I do turn out to like this, then I'll just pay the money on the neck, we'll put the neck on there and be done with it, and then we'll figure out the next one from there. So a couple of things I wanted to go over on this relic, though. Somebody asked me, like, it looks like it's been in a fire. Well, I actually did take a blowtorch to this guitar. I had scraped the edge with a knife, a regular man knife, This is my knife. It sits on my belt. And that's what I use. That's super hardened steel. It's super sharp. So that's what I use to take off like the bulk of the paint on the edges. Always, is a real knife. The back here, this line in here, in the belly thing in here, that's the knife too. Then I just take a sanding block. It's dirty, so I got it wrapped up. But your standard sanding block. And then I hit the whole body with that. And then these are furniture polish wipes, which I buy at the dollar store, a whole pack of them. And then after you sand, you can polish them off and see how it's going. Clears out the dust really good. So I had done that, and then I took the blowtorch and I, lightly blue torched the paint. And some of it bubbled up, and it came out really cool. And then some of it I didn't hit as hard, and it needed some work. I got some real good texture and stuff in there. The blowtorch is, a propane torch, just your regular propane torch. So that, that works awesome. And then somebody asked me about like how I got the dark spots. A lot of guys use a lot of stuff. This is what I use. I'm not saying it's the perfect way to do it, but this is what I use. This is leather dye. And it's a leather dye. I mean, so if you get that on your fingers are black for 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 days. I mean, it is something else. So, I hit the lines and I hit the stuff with the leather dye, and then I could just sand it back down a little bit, where it got too heavy. Wipe it down with the furniture polish cloth. Hit it maybe in another spot or two with like a Q-tip with the leather dye, or just a corner of one of these polish rags that ain't clean anymore or whatnot. And that's really it. I've seen guys take like 3 or 4 days to do work like this on a guitar. I'll tell you, this is probably about 2 hours worth of work for me. And that's playing around and doing the whole rigmarole. So, yeah. So, if you got any other questions on relicing, on how I did this and what I did or what I used and, anything like that, please leave me a comment, If you don't like relicing, I'm sorry. I know people don't like it. I happen to like it a lot. I just don't think you should spend $3,000 on a relic guitar. You should spend a couple $100 and make a guitar yourself. So I know not everybody can do it, though. I've had a few people offer me guitars that they've tried to relic. Do you want to buy this guitar off of me? And it's like, it's a lot of work to fix that relic job. It's like almost like I probably just have to take the whole guitar off and sand it bare and paint it and then start over on a relic job, because really, I've seen some people do it and they just don't come out good. So, it's a fun thing to do to your guitar. I like it. I have quite a few of them. Some people think anybody can do anything, and give it a try. I just think don't go off the deep end when you're trying to do a relic. Take it light. Don't go. Because you can do a little bit and then leave it and then look at it and then take your time. The first one that I did, it probably took me a good 3 months to do it. I just did not rush it. I didn't have any experience at a lot of the techniques and stuff, and then a lot of the other stuff I used things that didn't really work out that well. Like I used shoe polish for the black. It didn't work. It just got all over my hands, so that I wasn't too happy with that. The leather dye, when you put that on and it dries, it's done. You are not getting it off. You're going to have to take sandpaper or something. You might get the top layer of it off or something if you get it quick enough, but it's leather dye. It dyes anything. So, very cool. This is the Glarry GT3. It was a $75 guitar. It's got a squire neck on it. It's going to have El Knuckle 5s in it. So it's going to be, it'll be roaring, I just don't know if I'm going to like the neck or not. And you just don't know until you're done, when you play it and it's all set up. But I can tell you right now, this action is going to be amazing all the way through. That neck shim, man, that is the way to go, I'm telling you. All right, I'm the Reverend Hellbilly. If you like this video, smash the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Watch me finish the relic job. There's other things I do on this channel. Everything's about guitars, okay? Cheers to you guys. Have a great day.